Since the genocide in Gaza is still in full swing, it's utmost important to understand the history of this genocide and discuss the Nakba. This video is a tribute to all the victims who suffered in the 1948 invasion and is a reminder that what's happening in Gaza is no different. What is Lifta? Lifta is a medium-sized village which used to contain 2,250 villagers of both Christians and Muslims and was rather popular amongst the visitors, especially its coffee house and its architectural style. The village's history, which has both fallen in the hands of Romans and other powers, goes well beyond 2,000 years. So what happened and why is Lifta important? Firstly, Lifta holds an extremely important position for Germany's explanation of the history of Greater Palestine, as they will mention an Arab assault on a Jewish bus to be the spark of the 1948 in quotation marks war. However, I refuse to accept this corrupt popular narrative told in Germany and rather explain the history of everything as detailed as I can without going into too much details. As the book The Ethnic Cleansing of Palestine by Ilan Pappe describes, the spark of the ethnic cleansing dates far back than the Jewish bus assault and to 1947, where Yigal Allon, an army general of Palmach, reported to the then-to-be first Israeli Prime Minister Ben-Gurion how his soldiers were full of enthusiasm to assault Arab villages. In fact, Zionist troops were so enthusiastic of assaulting Arabs that they would often ignore commands to avoid violence in certain areas and act violently on their own accords. One such incident happened in Jerusalem, where a Haganah commander intimidated Palestinians under the pretext that the owner of a petrol station encouraged villagers to harm the passing Jewish traffic, which now is known to be a false allegation as no such thing happened. But after this incident, the Zionist militias decided to kill the gas station owner, who was originally from Lifta. Villagers of Lifta, upon hearing the death of the gas station owner and having heard of the random outbreaks of violence from Zionist forces in the neighboring towns, retaliated by striking out a Jewish bus. Many Germans, when recalling the Nakba, will describe the bus attack as the start of the Nakba, but will completely ignore the random outbreaks of violence from Zionist forces all around Palestine, including in Haifa, and will fail to mention the pretext of why the bus attack even happened. But enough of the background story and frustration of Germans' refusal to recount actual history. What this essentially led up to is the ethnic cleansing of Lifta. On the 28th December of 1947, the first attack happened on Lifta as members of the Stern Gang stopped a bus and started firing into it randomly, while other militias sprayed with machine guns onto one of the coffee houses. This set up the first part of the ethnic cleansing, as part of the village already fled, but it did not cause all Lifta villagers to flee, especially those who had lived there for generations. The second attack on Lifta happened in 1948 January, where after the Zionist higher-ups noticed that the Stern Gang was rather effective at making Lifta villagers flee, started the second attack in which they blew up the houses in the village, causing the village of Lifta to be completely depopulated.